roguelikes and roguelites. Those genres are among the most popular ones in modern gaming, and there's quite some variety to be had there. Right now, you're looking at gameplay of the game Hades, one of the most popular roguelites in recent years. It's fast, fluid, flashy, challenging, and fun. Procedural dungeons, a dance with chaos. Or take a look at this. Yet another roguelite, but this time it's Menace from the Deep, a Lovecraftian card battler with roguelite game mechanics. These are just two examples of those genres, and I could easily rattle off a list of great roguelikes and roguelites that are definitely worth playing. Dead Cells, The Binding of Isaac, Cult of the Lamb, Curse of the Dead Gods. And yet, it all began with something much older. A game forged in the age of green screens and clattering keyboards. A game of letters, of symbols, of silent corridors and sudden doom. Its name was Rogue. And in that game, the soul of every roguelike still stirs. It's still alive, still addictive, still cruel and captivating. And here's the best part. It's out there. Cheap, tiny, timeless. There's no excuse not to try it. Let me show you what it's like and why it's still a ton of fun. So, come with me, let's descend, let's play Rogue at 2025. Alrighty. So we traveled back in time to the 80s, and this is the version of Rogue available on Steam, playable on a modern PC, and it will cost you about €3 or $3 to get this game. So again, there is really no excuse not to try it. And we start the game by naming our rogue, and once we've done that, the dungeon is created. It's different every time. And this is pretty much what the game looks like. And let me explain real quick what we see here and what the UI is like. If you take a look, this is our first room, and it has 4 exits. There is a scroll that we can pick up, which is that little blue item there. We've got some coins, which is that star, and we already have our first enemy signified by that letter H. That's a hobgoblin. So let's take care of that. We attack enemies by running into them, and as you can see, he swings at me and misses. And we go forth and back a little bit. You can see it already took out some of my health, and I defeated it, but took quite a bit of damage. Now our health will regenerate by just moving or passing some time. And I now pick up the scroll and pick up the coins. Now, before I get into commands and the keybinds in the game, let me explain something about scrolls and rings and potions. These are identified by their color. For example, you may pick up a red potion, or as you can see, I picked up that scroll, which has that weird spelled name. And the thing is, we do not know yet what those things do, what a red potion does, what a green potion does. And we only can figure this out by either using them and seeing what they do, and they may have negative effects, or we can try to identify them with an identify scroll, which we don't have yet. I just picked up a scroll. It may be an identify scroll, but I don't want to use it yet because I don't have anything to identify. Now, we move with the arrow keys, and as you can see, my health just went up a little bit, going back up to 4, and we could also spend some time and carefully rest. I'm resting right now. It's recommended not to hold that button down because you may miss an enemy running in and attacking you. So I'm just hitting that key while keeping an eye on the screen, and we have our hit points back up at 12. So the UI. So you can see we're on level 1 of our dungeon, and the goal of the game is to go down all the way to the bottom of the dungeon, pick up an amulet, which is our quest item, and then get all the way back to the beginning to get out of the dungeon, which often is the more challenging part. You know, you make it all the way down, yay, I've got the quest item, and then you have to fight all the way back. So as you can see, we're on level 1, we've got 12 hit points. We will level up automatically by killing enemies. We have 16th strength, we've got 21 gold, which you just picked up, and our armor is 5. Now with the gold you can't buy anything, this is pretty much your score. So whenever you see gold, pick it up. And now it's time to explore this level. However, you may not want to explore every level all the way, because there is the hunger factor. You will get hungry and then you'll need to eat. So there is a little bit of pressure there to make it to the bottom of the dungeon and back out before you run out of food. And so sometimes it's advisable to just hit the next level as soon as you can, or you may want to risk exploring the level. Before we go any further, here are the keybinds and commands. Now this looks like a lot, it may be a little overwhelming, but the more you play, the more you get used to it. You can also print this list or write it down. Whenever you hit F1 in game, you can take a look at the list. So we actually have a definable key, which you can use to bind any command to it. You can rest, you can go up and down staircases, you can eat food, you can drink potions, you can read scrolls, you can use wands if you find any. You can search for hidden doors and traps. Sometimes you may be running through a hallway and then, there's a dead end. And then when you search, you may find out, hey, there's actually a door there. So as you can see, you can also take off and wear different kinds of armor. So whenever you pick up a new piece of armor, you have to take off your original armor, put on a new one to see its values. And same with rings. You can save the game. And eventually, you can also, of course, take a look at your inventory. This list, as I said, seems to be a bit much to swallow at first, but just by playing and referring to it whenever you need to do a certain thing, you'll get used to it. Alrighty, so let's get into exploring. As I said, we have 4 exits, so let's just pick this one. Follow this hallway, and we have our next enemy, which is another hobgoblin, and there's another one following us. So let's take care of this one first, and we one-shot it. Pretty cool. Let's attack the other one. Keeps missing me. Now he scored an excellent hit on me, and we killed it. Right, those enemies don't drop loot. Loot is picked up from the dungeon directly. Got some more gold pieces, so let us try to explore the next part. Empty room. We could of course just go and search, and if you run into an empty room like that, it may be just to the game trying to waste your time, because as I said, you will eventually run out of food. And so once again, there's that factor of, trying to get to the bottom of the dungeon and back before you get too hungry. As you can see, I just leveled by killing another enemy. I have now the rank of Guild Novice, and I've got 21 hit points now. So there's another enemy, a Kestrel, and we killed it. Pretty cool. Let us move on. Another empty room. Could of course try and search, and I just killed another Kestrel, just running into it. And let us try to find our way to the next level. I'm searching this room actually. Sometimes you have to hit the key more than once. Okay, nothing there. And another enemy. And it's hopefully time to find. Nope, not an exit either. So let us run all the way back here. Another Kestrel. And here we are. Now, this is the staircase to the next level. And we could also, as you can see, there's a door. We could also explore more of this level, but as I said, we have to kind of hurry up. So let us move down another level. And we have an enemy right away. Let's take care of that. and hope it doesn't take care of us. And we killed it. As you can see, my hit points are now at 18 because the bat hit me, and they will go back up by me just moving around or resting. So let us kill this bat, and I'll tell you more about that. It's actually hard to kill this one. Okay, so we got 14 out of 21 health points, and what we could do now is just move on and hope we don't run into any stronger enemies before our health recovers, or we could just rest. This is the period key on the keyboard, and you don't want to hold that key down, because if you do, you will rest a lot, because you're holding the key down, but you may miss an enemy running into you, and that enemy may kill you before you stop holding down that key. So it's recommended to hit it several times, but also keeping an eye on the screen and not spamming it too quickly. So let us move on. And we have 2 enemies, and we one-shot the first one. We already leveled up again. We now have 22 hits. And we killed that bat. More gold pieces. Let us see what's here. Another bat, which we kill. Some more coins, and this is scroll. I explained about scrolls before. We still don't have anything to identify, really. I mean, we've got 2 scrolls, which you don't know the effect of, but just in case one of these is identify scroll, we want to maybe save that up for a potion or a ring that we hopefully find. All right, we have a magenta potion. So what we're going to do now is we're going to read those 2 scrolls to see if one of them is an identify scroll. You feel as if somebody is watching over you. Not going to tell you much more about what that effect does. And we can now name that scroll. So if we pick up an identical scroll on this run, we'll know what it does. Let's read the other one. And that's an identify scroll. So we can now take a look what our magenta potion does. It's a potion of monster detection, pretty much what it says in the tin. So we're not going to use that for now, but we at least know that for this run, and only for this run, a magenta potion is a potion of monster detection. If we play another run of this, a magenta potion may have a totally different effect. Alright, we found more gold pieces. Once again, we could try and explore this level much more, or we could just move down another level. Maybe fight this guy, and we kill it. Alright, so since I haven't picked up any additional food yet, we only have like one unit of food, some food up there you see, we may have to hurry a little bit. Alright. Here we got another staircase. We could immediately descend down to level 4, which I'm not gonna do. Let's explore here a little bit. And we killed that Castrol without losing too much health. I believe we will soon get hungry. We just killed an ice monster. Those give pretty good XP, so we're now at the next level. And now we have banded mail, and we don't know the values of that yet. So if we take a look at our keybinds, a capital W is wear armor and a capital T is take armor off. Since we have wearing a piece of armor right now, let us first take this one off, and then let us put on the banded mail we just found. And as you can see, it's armor class 7, but it doesn't have any extra armor on it. So, it's a kind of a give and take. Some enemies can weaken your armor. So, you have to really take a look at it to make sure you don't have any negative armor. Let us move on and see if this level has anything else interesting in it. And again, it's trying to waste our time and get us hungry by making us walk a bit more. Here we have a room that is dark, so we actually have to explore it all the way to see if there's anything in here. but there isn't. So maybe we should just go get to the next level. There's another ice monster, and the ice monster actually can freeze you for a little bit. So we want to be careful around those guys. Let's move down to the next level. And let's see what's up here. Oh my god. So here we see we have a ton of enemies. And the trick here is, you know, to not walk into this room and be surrounded, but use this hallway and the door to our advantage. So we already killed the first enemy. As you can see, I'm moving back into this hallway. It's pretty much like the bridge in Moria, where I always only have to fight one enemy. I don't have any potions to heal right now. So let's see if I can take out these enemies before my health goes down. Here's an orc. I just leveled, but that doesn't reset my health points. And this may just work. Down to 10 out of 30 HP. And here we have slime. The difficult part about slimes is that they can split if you don't kill them quickly enough. And here's another one. And we've defeated it. And now we've got a bunch of stuff to pick up. So an ASCII potion, ring mail, another scroll, much more of them. This is pretty rarely seen, and you have that many enemies and that many scrolls in one. And as you can see, I now picked up another scroll of identify, which I could use right away. Or, you know, I could try the other scrolls. The thing is, though, we can also see that I'm being hungry. So let us eat something, the only food that we have. And now the hungry debuff is gone. Let us take a look at our inventory. What could we do with that identify potion? We don't want to identify the ring mail because we could just put that on to see what it does. We could try to identify one of the other scrolls. So let's do that. Let's hit R to read. We're gonna read the scroll of identify. Then we're gonna just hit this one. Aggravate monsters. Yeah. After a room like that, that is exactly what we need. Let us move on and see what else is up here. Another dark room. Just kill the bat. So we're already deep in a dungeon, in a dark room, running into bats, appearing from nowhere. And we have an emo. Killed it. Hobgoblin. Trying to kill it. Alright. So, let us move down another level. Starting in a dark room. As you can see, now we see there are more exits than before. Here with a rattlesnake. Kill that one. More money. And that's it for this room. See if there's anything else. Now I picked up something and I missed what it was. But oh, I can't figure it out right now. It was the fast, but let us see what the ring mail does. So let's take off the previous armor. Let's put on our ring mail. -2 ring mail, armor class 2. So this has a horrible armor class and has minus armor. So we immediately want to take that off, and we can't because it's cursed. So if we had a way to decurse that item, you know, we could, but it's cursed, and so Rogue is showing us pretty much the middle finger saying, dude, you're now wearing horrible armor. And here we have a gold potion. Now we don't have another scroll of identify, so we could either wait and see whether we get another one, or we can try and drink that potion, hoping it will be something that's good. Here we have a dead end. I'm actually trying to identify, to search for an exit. but there is none, and considering that I'm low on food, I have none left right now, and I may get hungry pretty quickly. Let us move on to the next level. And we have a blue potion, which we don't know the effect of yet. So let us explore this room. Got 3 exits. Found some gold. And now let us move on. And we have an orc. We could of course also ignore it if it's not moving towards us. Because, you know, sometimes running is the best defense or best strategy. Here's a leprechaun, which just stole some of our money. There's also monsters that can steal some of your equipment, which is not fun. 2 acro potions, and we have some food, yay. So that will buy us some more time. And I don't know about you, but I'm really enjoying this right now. And it was kind of fun. I bought the game to use it in another video when I was talking about some of the most influential games, and it was this one, Ultima 1 and Wizardry 1. And when I bought it, I was so amazed at how quickly I was having so much fun playing this, and it's still, in my opinion, incredibly addictive. So let us see, and we have the staircase. Now, before we can move any further, let us take a look at our inventory right now. We got some food, we got a bunch of scrolls, some of them we know the effect of. We have an armor that we can't take off, and I wish we could. And we could also use our bow for ranged combat, but we also only have a limited amount of arrows. Now, just for fun, let us use some of those scrolls. Let us take C. You fall asleep, and I can move again. As you can see, while I was falling asleep, an enemy moved close to me, and it killed me. So that is one negative effect that came from a scroll. It could have been something good, but it put me asleep, and I was killed. And this was actually a pretty fun run so far. We did get to level 5 or 6, but you know, sometimes it may be that you start the game and you're in a room full of monsters who will immediately take you out without you being able to use that hallway to your advantage, as I showed you. And sometimes you may have a run where you're so lucky that you actually get to the bottom without too much effort. And it's a gamble. And I have to say, in the most recent weeks, I've played so many rounds of Rogue, and I'm pretty amazed because it is addictive. Yes, it has that old school look to it, and if you really can take those kind of graphics, then, you know, you're not forced to your rankings. But let's start a new game just to see what happens. Now, if you can't take those graphics, I totally understand. You know, if you want your game to look more like a modern game, there are great alternatives. There are a bunch of games that are based on very much on the original Rogue with a more modern layout. Thinking of, for example, of ADOM. But if you don't mind the old school graphics, it is quite amazing how much fun this game still is and how challenging it still is. Of course, it's missing maybe some quality of life features that you may be used to, but it is amazing that a game this old still works so well, still is being so tricky with the game mechanics. I think that bat is about to kill us, so maybe... Yes, it almost killed us, so that was pretty bad RNG for us. Pretty amazing how a game this old still works so well, still can be so addictive. And I'm sure I am not the only one who will find this so very addictive. So I really recommend to invest those $3 and take a gamble and see what the game does for you. I am pretty sure you'll enjoy it. So these are some basic mechanics. and I showed you some basic tricks regarding combat, regarding items. There's an item. Should we try and risk it and try to fight that? Yes, we kill it. So let us pick up that scale mail and let us move on. Anyway, I showed you some basic mechanics, and you will eventually, just by playing this, figure out your own strategies, your own methods of doing stuff. Maybe if you haven't identified all the potions and you're surrounded by enemies and you're running low on health and you know, I will probably die. Maybe it's worth just swinging, like drinking those potions and seeing what happens, because you've got nothing to lose, right? And sometimes it may just make a huge difference. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Seriously, this is not like, I don't know, playing a really old game where it's like, okay, this is not fun at all. This game, I really have to say, it's amazing how much fun it still is, how challenging it is, and it's quite a testament to the design of this. So anyway, let me say goodbye. Let me thank you for watching this. And if you can, pick up this game or pick up another game based on this, like a more modernized Rogue, but I really recommend to go for the original on Steam. And just wait and see what it does to you. And you may just have the same experience where it just captivates you and draws you in and shows you why this is such an influential, fun game. Sometimes it's frustrating, sometimes it will show you the middle finger right away, but sometimes it will just be, a nail-biting, fun experience to start a new run. So, check it out. Thank you for watching. I will cover more roguelike games in the near future. And I've got some other great plans for you. So stay tuned. Thank you for being here and have a great day.